I'm Lieutenant Colonel Todd Kilby with the Illinois State Police.
Please scoot like right up to the
Sure.
microphone. Thank you. Spell names.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Todd Kilby, K-I-L-B-Y, with the Illinois State Police. I'm joined here today by Scott County Sheriff David King, Scott County State's Attorney Michael Hill, and Morgan County Sheriff Randy Duvendak, D-U-V-E-N-D-A-C-K. First of all, I'd like to say today's events have been tragic for this community and the families of the victims, and the state police, our law enforcement partners, would like to offer our heartfelt condolences to the families. We have additional information at this time that we're able to confirm. There were 5 victims located inside the residence. All had suffered from fatal gunshot wounds. The Scott County Coroner's Office is still in the process of identifying the bodies. We will not release the names of the victims until that process is complete and appropriate notifications have been made. What I can confirm at this time is that the victims' ages range from a small infant to adults, or through to the adult age, with 2 of the victims being male children, an adult male, and 2 adult females. There's also a female child in critical condition at an area hospital. It appears the offender forced entry into the residence from the back door. Based on shell cases located in the residence at the crime scene, it appears that the weapon used was a shotgun fired at close range. More ballistics testing is being conducted this time, along with other forensic analysis in that regard. The bodies were discovered in these locations. 2 bodies were discovered in one bedroom, 2 other bodies in a second bedroom, and the adult male was located in the hallway. The 6-year-old girl, who was also a victim inside the residence, had suffered from gunshot wounds. Based on witness statements, the offender took the 6-year-old victim out of the residence and put her in the hands of a neighbor. Moving on to the pursuit and shots fired, exchanged. We're still investigating the scene and interviewing the officers involved. What I can tell you this time, based upon preliminary investigation, is that the offender exits his vehicle, pointed a weapon at the officers, and discharged his firearm. The officers then returned fire, striking the offender, identified as Rick Odell Smith, age 43, with the last known address of rural Morgan County, Illinois. The offender was then taken into custody and transported to an area hospital in critical condition, where he was pronounced at approximately 10:10 a.m. this morning. I'd like to take an opportunity to thank our law enforcement partners, the State's Attorney's Office, the other first responders at the scenes, the community especially, and a special thank you to the First Baptist Church for their support and resources. At this time, we'll take a few questions.
When do you think the names will come out?
That's going to be contingent.
I'm Justin Dawes, Scott County Coroner. I'll release the victims' names as soon as I have more access to the crime scene. Due to the crime scene, the SCI guys there, I can't really do anything at this time. As soon as they're done, I will actually be removing the bodies. I will take them to Bloomington, and on tomorrow, around 8 o'clock, we're going to schedule an autopsy.
It'll probably be tomorrow.
So it'll probably be tomorrow before I release all the names and get them all identified.
Can you spell your name?
Did the victims know the shooter?
We know there was an acquaintance between the victims and the shooters. We're still exploring that relationship. That'll be part of the ongoing investigation.
Can you talk about mental illness involved in a case like this?
That'll be part of the ongoing investigation. I don't have any particular information related to that this
What
time.
about their relationship as a whole? Is it family, the grandmother?
I can tell you that the victims inside the residence were related, and as far as any relationship to the offender, we're still investigating that.
And what about the surviving girl and the shooter, a relationship there?
We're still investigating that. We don't know that there's any type of family relationship, but we're still investigating exactly what that acquaintance
Did the
was.
surviving girl call 911, or was it someone else?
No, it was another outside bystander.
Between 4:30 a.m. and roughly 7:30 a.m., any idea where Mr. Smith
Obviously, we have dozens of agents out still investigating that. I can tell you at the 7 a.m. when the officer found the offender, between those times, that's still part of the ongoing investigation.
Did anything stolen from the house? That was a robbery?
I don't have that information at this time. That's part of the ongoing. That's also part of the ongoing. We really don't know at this time.
Mr. Smith bipolar on medication?
I don't have any information regarding that.
Did Mr. Smith have any previous criminal history?
I'm going to defer that to the state's attorney, Mr. Hill.
Thank you, Michael Hill, State's Attorney. The subject did have a criminal history. He was convicted of reckless homicide. I don't know the exact date or location. He had also sundry criminal arrests for paraphernalia, drugs, bad checks, things of that nature. To my knowledge, that's the extent of his criminal history.
Is that homicide conviction, was that vehicular or some other type of?
I believe it was related to a DUI.
And where was that at? You know?
I'm not certain.
There's a child custody dispute of some sort, did that play into this?
I have no information as to that.
At this time, we don't know that.
Can you confirm whether the woman was pregnant?
That'll be part of the autopsy and, follow-up investigation. I don't know if the coroner wants to say anything further on that.
As of
We'll
this
take
time,
about 2 more questions. Use that.
No, as of this time, I'm not ready.
Did you say one gun, a shotgun, was used to kill all 5 victims?
Preliminary information indicates that, but there were several weapons recovered at the scene where the offender was shot.
Have there been prior calls to this residence and this family sought help before the police?
Not that we're aware of.
Was the shotgun registered to him?
That's still under investigation.
Okay, we'll take one last question.
What were the other girls? What house did he give the little girl to?
All I have is that it was a neighbor. I wasn't present when they did that witness interview.
What were the other
Thank you.
weapons recovered?
Thank you.
There were several weapons seized
All
at the...
shotguns?
2 shotguns and...
No, I'm sorry. One shotgun, one scope rifle, and a large hunting knife.
You guys get the spelling of the name?
Yeah, I was like...
Rick?
Nice catch.
Take this.